Hey guys, it's Cooking with Nathan. This is...
I'm Ryan Driller.
And today we are going to actually... I'm not going to be teaching. He's actually going to be showing me something that he grew up learning and gaining this knowledge from age-old... I don't actually know how you learned how to do this, so why don't you explain it?
Fight or flight. You gotta figure out how to eat, right? No.
Yeah.
Well, I learned how to cook when I was young. Like Sunday mornings, we would make.
Woo!
Yeah, I told you that one's the one that's got some kick to it.
I'll get to that in a second. Go ahead.
I tried to warn you.
No, fuck that. That's good.
Yeah, but like Sunday mornings after church, it would be like the big brunch thing. So making waffles, and the first thing I really learned how to make were omelets. And from there, it was just various. You learn pizza and burgers and mac and cheese, blue box. You know, can't really mess it up.
Honestly, that's awesome that you learned with omelets. I think that's a great way to start because omelets can be such a bitch.
Yeah.
Especially when we work in the kitchens. So it's like omelets are a great place to start. Also, we'd like to say thank you, Judy, for sponsoring the show. You're the badass bitch.
Thanks, Judy.
But yeah, no, it's a great place to start because where I started with when I first was able to get to cook was hamburgers.
Okay.
Hamburgers. It's like you learn how to grill meat, you learn how to do something else, but
Yeah, it's like I remember the burgers I was doing. It's like, oh, we'll grab the frozen patties out of the thing.
Yeah.
It was always fun to throw them onto the grill, frozen like that, because the water would light on fire, and I probably overcooked them. I still am learning how to cook chicken.
oh,
But yeah, and then honestly, a lot of cooking I learned was camping. So we were talking about this on set the other day, but it was like I did the ones where it was like we're gonna be lazy today, and we're just doing top ramen. But you just crack it open, and you take the little flavor packet, and you sprinkle it, and you eat it like a granola bar.
yeah.
No cleanup, and just super easy. So, but yeah, and then living down in Florida, I got really good at cooking fish.
Yeah.
I ate more mahi-mahi and tuna than I even cared for, to the point I started like crying when I would go to Taco Bell because it was different. It was new. It's just like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, man. No, fish is a funny one because fish is something I never really got to learn how to cook.
It's finicky, and then some of the stuff. Okay, so in college, where I didn't really go. I mean, I have like 7 freshman years, but everyone else was like going to school. And one of my buddies was going to culinary school. So, well, we would go to the bars and come back from the pool halls or whatever. He was like, yo, you got to try this. And he's pulling out like prosciutto wrapped asparagus and like little fillets with Brunette. Like, I don't even know like half of this stuff. And I was like, dude, Taco Bell me, man. Like this is not going to be appreciated. And then it was also like wine. So, and he was the one who really kind of gave me pointers on fish. Like if it's a white fish that tends to be a little fishy, rub mustard on it before you cook it.
Ooh.
And it cuts that out. And then just the subtleties of like seasoning. That's why I only have one like season out here for today, because a lot of it, you just want to let the actual flavor come through. And since we're doing something a little
Oh, that's nice.
different.
Oh, yeah. Would you tell them what you're cooking for us?
So today, this was something that we found living in the Keys, is gator cheesesteaks. So grilled gator tail on a bun with cheese, and it's crazy good. And we found it. There was a fish market right down the street from my camp. Let me paint you a picture. The day before, we would all be out on a remote island, 5 miles offshore, no electricity, no running water, none of that. We would do a closing campfire, a conch ceremony, if you will, where we would paint our bodies with charcoal that we collected out of all the fire pits all week long.
Obviously.
Obviously, we haven't showered in a week, so we're covered in mud and sand and seaweed and salt and, body odor and all of that nastiness. And then we would paddle 5 miles back to the main camp, send the kids off to go have their lunch and everything, and we would pile into the back of one guy's pickup truck because nobody wanted us in their car.
Obviously, yeah.
Go 1 mile up the road to our fish market because they had free beer.
Wait, why did they have free beer?
Because they did not have a liquor license, So, to try and draw in a crowd, and it was word of mouth, they put in a keg just in the middle of the. That's why we got extras.
Yeah.
Just in the middle of the area with cups. So it's one of those like,
Oh, so
we
just-
can't serve it to you, we can't give it to you, we can't sell it to you. But if you happen to take it, all right. So in the meantime, we're all sitting there drinking beer, covered in grime, looking like Lord of the Flies. And you can see my lovely skills based off of my cutting technique that is driving you crazy, I'm sure.
Oh, no. Now, honestly, I'm sure you've done this enough times where I'm actually more confident in you doing this than anyone else. Because if you needed it, we have Kevlar gloves.
No, I mean, as much as my wife would wish that was the case. Which finger was it? Yeah, that one. I mean, this grows back. The
See those two
fingertips.
scars?
Oh, yeah.
Went right in my finger multiple times.
Yeah, that was staking a mackerel out on an island. The island.
Hey, you want me to get you a...
Yeah, we'll just. All right.
There you go.
So, as we're sitting there drinking their free beer, looking like Lord of the Flies, we figured, you know what? We should probably buy something and not just be douchebags sitting in this place drinking free beer.
Probably best.
And that was how we discovered their menu. And they had po' boys and mahi and grouper and all that. And then there was this unique item on there, gator cheesesteak. And we were like, well, we gotta try it and see like what is gator cheesesteak. And it's a bun, grilled gator, cheese. And either it was because we've been eating Backpackers Pantry, heat and serve, or genuinely it was just really good. But it was really good, and we heavily got into it. I don't know how to fry plantains, so I didn't bring those. But sometimes that would be on the side.
You should have said I would have showed you how to fry plantains.
I totally kind of spaced it. And then, yeah, it was just, I'm going to drain this just a little bit. Is there
it's right over
a
there.
sink? All right.
You know what? Interesting enough, I just actually got back from Miami and Florida, and it was a little bit of a weird feeling thinking if I lived there, I know exactly where I would have been. I would have been in the brush, in the mangroves, and out in there just all the time because it just looked like so much fun being that kind of a person.
Yeah.
You know? It's just like if you're out here, you're going to be in the desert, up in the mountains, everywhere. It's like, it looked like so much fun.
And Florida's got some craziness to it. Like,
Yeah.
some of the stuff I ate down there. So the iguanas are an invasive exotic species down there. Same with like the pythons
Yeah, they look tasty, man.
and the boa, and they are.
Yeah.
It was one of those I
Wadasas?
would trade. Not yet, because I'm going to toss the stuff. So just because these are big chunks,
Yeah, you know.
kind of shrink it up a little bit. So yeah, I would trade ice cream for iguanas with the kids at the camp, and when they're living in the Keys and it's 95 high, 94 low,
No.
and humid, they love their ice cream. And in the meantime, they were like, well, what are you going to do with the iguanas? We're like, oh, don't worry about it. In the meantime, we're grilling them off to the side in the staff site. A little bit of Old Bay like that.
Yeah.
Put them on a skewer.
It's something I saw so many out there. We ended up going paddleboarding out in between. I'm not sure where fucking was it? South Beach was, and then Maine. There's a couple islands out there we were going to fuck around on.
Yeah.
And there was iguanas everywhere, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
Can we get these? Or-
Yeah. No, they breed like rabbits.
Yeah.
They're just there. They suck. They're angry fuckers. Let me tell
Yeah.
you that. That tail, those things whip you really good.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But yeah. So that was kind of how this came about.
Well, that's a fucking. I'm happy with that story. The most people have fucking had them. Oh, so let's go. Let's dial back a little bit.
Yeah.
No, not dial back. I just dial forward. When did you get into porn, and when did that even become an option for you?
So I left that camp in Florida
Yeah.
in 2007, and it needed new blood. I needed a change. It was an awesome time, but I went back to Colorado. Was trying to figure out what the next steps were going to be. Dabbled in radio, mostly doing the promotions coordinator thing, putting on concerts and the come meet us down at Red Robin right now, or kind of whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
Hated it. Mainly just the office. Like I'm not an office person.
Yeah.
I'm not a cubicle person. Like
I don't think anyone in this job could be.
No. In the meantime, it also didn't pay jack shit. So I may have been hooking up with a lot of women that were coming to said events, or at least happily going with them to go grab dinner after some of them.
No.
And it was one of those, ironically, or coincidentally, or oddly, a few of them were like, you know, that should have been on film. Have you thought about doing porn? Yeah. And I was like, you're awkward and weird, but that's fun. I was like, you know what? I've always thought about it. Like, I believe every red-blooded male in America.
Who really doesn't think about doing that?
Right. You watch and you're like, I want to do that.
Yeah, I want that.
You mean I get to play with her and that and do this and wait, they actually get paid?
Yeah.
Yeah, sign me up. So, so I started looking, and I sent out stuff to like various websites that I knew of. You know, like, hi, I would like to be talent. I'm sure you get 100 of these, but give me a shot.
Let me tell you why I'm awesome.
Right. And I'm like, I think I'd like to give it a shot. And then Craigslist used to have an adult gig section, and I was running through that, and begrudgingly came out here.
Now, by begrudgingly, did you just never want to come to California?
I liked the idea of California. I did not like it coming here and actually like being in LA. So, but when producers never know, like, if you actually get here, we can give you a lot more work. It was like,
yeah,
fuck, all right, well, don't really have anything keeping me in Colorado, and Denver is feeling really stifling and weird right now. So I'll give it a year. If nothing else, I've got my captain's license. I can go run some boats out there. You know, I know how to work at a restaurant. We'll just give it a shot.
Yeah.
And as they say, the rest is history.
So wait, when did you get in? Like
2008.
2008.
St. Patrick's Day 2008 was my first scene.
So let's see, 2008. That was where DVD sales started dropping. And when was that?
A lot of the stuff I did was still on DVD sales. You know, it was one of those things still where like I came in and everyone was like, "Oh, you just missed the heyday. You just missed us renting the boats and da 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 da." And in the meantime, I'm like, "Oh, this is still really good compared to what I was doing beforehand." Like,
yeah, because that's when I like where it's like, "Oh, well, Avian this time or Avian this time." It's like it feels like most of my life has been at the cusp of what was good. You know?
Right.
But were you still able to go when Avian was like at the Venetian?
Yes, yeah. The first couple Avians I went to were at the Venetian.
Oh, so you still were there.
Yeah, and the first time it was really cool. I would say because it was still really full.
Yeah.
And you know what? This year, it finally went back to the time frame when it was like that first weekend in January. I can't remember if it was the next year, or if it was when they moved it over to the Hard Rock or whatever the place was called. But it was full. The next year, it wasn't as full, which is part of the reason they were like, we can't afford to keep this place when not everyone's here. And it was interesting. I mean, the biggest thing I wasn't a fan with Hard Rock was the layout of that room.
Yeah.
Because of all those like hard poles just created so much bottlenecking and everybody like trying to fit through this.
Yeah, dude, I didn't like that. I mean, and also I found this out very quickly because I started when it was at the Hard Rock, you know?
Right.
And it was such a weird thing. I went when we weren't there, and I was like, oh, we made it smell bad. I was like, oh, there's a smell of horror that just came off really hard, but I was very intrigued by it. But yeah, it was such a weird thing going there on and off, but also it's like how shitty that was to be in that place when it was Avian. How'd you like the new one?
I did not go this year.
Yeah.
With the moratorium that hit right before then, with everything going on with salsa and everything back here, it just became I can't take the time. I almost came out for one day just to like show face and be like, hi guys, hey, yeah, I am back. This is what I look like.
Yeah.
Remember me. Book me. Because I was still got this. Actually, it was like the week before I worked for a company. And it was like, oh my God, I'm so glad. Like, I didn't realize you were back. And it was like, I send you my availability every 2 weeks. And you respond with a heart on every single one of them. I'm like, you knew I was back.
Yeah. So you took a extended hiatus because you're getting surgery. And how long was that?
June 2019 until really January of last year. So it was like 2.5, 3 years.
2.5 years. So like how hard has it been trying to break back in? It's almost been like being and not being a new guy because you have all the numbers. Everyone knows that you can do the job. But as a male talent, it's such a hard thing to break in. What's it like going away and then trying to come back?
It's
because I know you did it. I know Charles Darrow left for a while and came back, and
Right.
so like I'm wondering like how that is.
it's a challenge because listen, make no mistake, but I always knew I'm replaceable in a heartbeat.
Oh no, we all know that.
Yeah. It's
we
one of
know
those
that.
just like you could think that you're up high and mighty and running everything, and at the same time be like you are one day away from just being like, well, we gave him a shot and he's available now, and we're just gonna stick.
Yeah.
And you're like, cool, like.
His rate's lower, or his rate's staying with this, or he does this,
Or just like, I'll name drop Naughty America. I used to do 12 to 15 VR scenes a month for them, all the time. They were like, "It's great. You don't make a sound. You know how to not breathe. Like all of this stuff." Coming back, I've shot one for them in the last couple of years, and they're like, "You like Ryan? You know Ryan? You can use Ryan." They're like, we're good." It's just like, cool. On top of like, I think some people like. I came back a little early. I had Casey Calvert is awesome. I love her.
Yeah.
I've loved her since day one. I think I shot one of her very first scenes. But when she hit me up, I'm gonna put this in the sink. So when she hit me up and was like, "Please, please, please, tell me you can come back."
Do you need another
We'll
cutting
even
board,
let
or you're
you-
going to sauteing?
Huh?
You need another cutting board, you're going to sauteing?
No, we can start sauteing. Thanks, paper towels. So she was like, "Please, please, please, please come back. We'll even let you like. We're gonna write into the script your your knee brace, and let you do that." And I was like, "All right."
Yeah.
Like, all right. I was like, "Nobody's gonna want to see me naked right now." And they're like, "You can wear all your clothes and your knee brace. It's totally fine. Please come back." So I did, but then obviously people saw it. It was like, oh, and I think some studios went, "Yeah, we're gonna hold out a little bit. Like you definitely have beyond dad bod a little bit."
Okay, gotcha.
But some of it really is just like, well, now we have like these guys in rotation, so we're gonna kind of hold out for a minute.
Yeah.
And then someone's like, "Wait, are you available right now?" I'm like, "I actually am." And then it gets good. I got in with a couple companies that keep me busy all the time. I'm also gonna throw bread on here. We'll do this one. Okay.
Oh, this is flatter one. You want that?
Just trying to decide for the. Yeah, we'll do the flatter one.
What kind of oil you want?
Not really necessarily any for the gator.
Has it got its own fat in it?
It has a little bit of fat in it. Actually, maybe a little butter.
Butter, no problem. Because we got duck fat, we got bacon fat, we got sesame seed oil, canola oil.
Man,
We
it's all
got
sorts of fancy.
we got all the oils.
I'll just that works. So it's been interesting getting back, and some of them it's finally. See, I don't really know what I'm doing. I just like to let everybody think.
Hey,
I
bro,
do.
but see, the problem is you look like you know what you're doing.
Listen.
See, I want to believe.
That's all you need in life.
Yeah.
You pretend like you belong there.
If you want to cut the butter.
They will buy it sometimes. Thank you.
If I've learned anything from this job, just fake it till you make it, right?
Oh yeah. And still, I wait, and maybe this is half of the stuff too. It's kind of like showing, like, oh, they caught on.
Yeah. Shit.
They caught on. They know what's up. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's always a strange one. Yeah, but I've always wondered about that. Like, if I took an extended hiatus from this job for a while, because it's like it took me, like, it took after quarantine. That's when I started like actually doing well because everyone left and whatnot.
Right.
So I was like, I started doing okay because no one was there, and that's when I started working a lot. But man, I hadn't stopped at this job for 7.5 years, and it just got tiring. Man.
Oh, yeah.
As you know, this job it kind of eats away at you a little bit, you know?
It'll beat you. And I tell a lot of the kids now, I call everybody kids.
Yeah, obviously.
Whether they're older than me or not.
Yeah.
Nah, we're not going to do that one. This will be fine.
We got tongs with rubber on it.
Nah, all good. But, yeah, it was just like, I before my hiatus, I started taking, like I would work like 20 days and then I'd have one day where it was just like, I'm off. And I would either tell when I had my agent, like, oh, sorry, I'm booked that day, or I have this going on, or this going on. But really, it was just like, I just need to be able to run errands and go to
Yeah.
the grocery store, or
Or
I
live.
have dental appointment. Like, just, we always used to call it down in the Keys, like, we're just going to get the Boy Scout smell out. And this is just like, I'm just going to get the porn smell off,
Yeah.
go do my thing. Get out for a day or two. And then I would take vacations once a year or so, try and take like a week, go Mexico, Europe, just somewhere. I mean, even if it was just Colorado or another state, or I always try, and I'm trying to do it right now. It's like I need to get a good couple bookings in Florida,
Yeah.
and then I'll tack on a couple extra days and run down to the Keys and go say hi to buddies down there and jump on the boats. And it's like, even if I don't make any money that week, at least like it's a change of pace, that change of scenery, just to kind of change it up.
Dude, just going down to Florida for a couple days, it was like, oh,
Yeah.
just seeing something different, you know?
Yeah.
It's so nice because when your every day is set this house and this house. There's like 7 houses I go to every day, you know.
Right.
And it's just like over and over and like, let's just hope the girl's stoked to be here today. Yay.
Yeah, one of those ones.
Yeah.
Is she stoked to be here? Is she able to do dialogue?
Yeah, she can do dialogue. Is
Like,
she? You know,
like, what's happening? How sore is she today?
ah,
Any of that kind of fun stuff.
yeah, it's a good time. Now, since you've been in for a minute, and you've definitely seen a change over a handful of times with
Right.
like who gets big, who stops, who gets big. You see the ADD of this industry, and it's fucking weird.
Right.
It's super weird, but again, that's the way social media works. And so, like, I guess wasn't like that for a bit, but I think some of the bigger things that I could think was the big changes in this industry was going from DVD sales to the hubs, like the porn hubs and all the different things, and how it sold that, and then to OnlyFans.
Right.
How's that been for you?
It's been interesting watching.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, DVD still hung on for quite a bit, even with all of the internet stuff. I mean, I came in, I think there was an overabundance of websites. And the tubes kind of pushed a lot of, like, I'll say the creeps out. The ones where it was like, these guys are a little skeezy running this thing that's kind of a little sketch. Maybe this isn't such a good idea. And it kind of, it left some of like the stronger players out there. Your Brazzers, your Naughty Americas,
Yeah.
your all that.
Yeah.
But, and it was always fun. It was like I signed on for OnlyFans, I forget how many years ago. But it was also like the 17th one in a row. In like a year, where it's like, well, we're doing Dream Lover, and we're Sex Panther, and we're Verified Call, and we're Shadow. And I was just like, they're like, you got to sign up for it. And I was like, I don't care, because I feel like you've got another 19 of them coming.
Yeah. Whatever one fucking works. Just let me know when that is.
Yeah. And I'm like, and when I get home, I get the porn smell out.
Yeah.
Like, do we have something to drain this in?
Yes, we do.
So I'll do that before I.
We have. We can just do this over there.
Cool.
You want this or a funnel? Just put this over the sink.
Yeah, we're gonna do that over the sink.
Porn smell. We all have it. We reek of it. Have you guys not tried this? I'm sitting there eating 1 or 2, and I'm just like, whoo! I need more water. It's fucking good, man. I'm gonna shit like fire tomorrow. Let's get another one.
Which one was the one that you took the other day to set Robert?
There was a couple of them.
The one that I stole from Ricky.
I can't even remember which ones I grabbed. I think I grabbed a mango and original that day. I could be wrong.
Dude, I had Gator the other day, and I was just so, best way to say it is, I was hungover as shit, and so I wasn't able to appreciate it as much as I really wanted to. But I've had it a handful of times in my life. I actually love the flavor.
It's really good, and it's
Yeah. It's like, it's not what you think it would taste like, right?
right. No, like, it is not chicken.
Because when
It's
you
gamier than chicken.
when you look at it, it looks kind of like fish, but it's not.
Right.
It's so, love it.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to being in this job and working out as long as you have, What would you consider being your success? Like, what would you put your success to? Because it's not easy to be a guy in this male in this job, and it's not easy to do it every day and being as successful as you have. So, what would you contribute that to?
I try to just be chill.
Yeah.
Like I said, I still have that imposter syndrome where I'm like, I feel like the new kid every day still, and I'm still waiting for them to catch on and be like, who brought you in? What is this? You don't belong here. So I try to be appreciative of that, and I try to just be chill. Like, I know every set can be totally different based off of the co-stars, the director, what they want. So I try to be easy and moldable, where it's like, what are you looking for? Let me try and give that to you without giving a lot of drama kickback or anything like that. You know, every now and then I've got my days that I have to apologize. I'm like, okay, please know my tone was not a you.
Yeah.
It was like, you asked me to do an up and over, and I would love to do that, but my knees will not allow for me to do an up and over like that. I'm like, one, I'm going to crush the girl, and two, my knees aren't going to hold it.
Yeah.
So, love you, but not so much.
Okay.
But then the tone is because I'm frustrated with myself for not being able to do it. So, like I said, it's like I try to just be chill, quiet, stay out of, I don't want to say like stay out of the drama, just don't like feed into it.
Yes.
Like sometimes it's nice just sitting back and listening to all of it happen around you.
Yeah.
And just kind of take it in like, who needs reality TV when I can just listen to the bullshit on set?
Oh, you just come to a porn set. It's fantastic,
Right.
right? Oh, it's lovely. And also on that same note of that, because you're a man who does a lot of VR. I've done a lot of VR.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've had to deal with a lot of times with VR, which I don't think anyone really appreciates, is if the girl's doing a really bad job, you can't touch her. You can't do anything. And the shit you say inside your head is really bad. And I want to know how you hold together on those bad days. Like, if you could just be fucking better at anything right now, just do something, Or like, how do you deal with those bad days when you're doing VR scenes? Because it's a struggle.
Listen, and this sounds like such a douchebag comment, and one of these like we all know all the guys in the industry like that, just like, listen, I'm an alpha bro, and I know exactly what I'm doing, and I'm the one that does the fucking. It's kind of like, shut up. Like, I am gonna hang out because I'm gonna fill in for you in 20 minutes when we know what's gonna happen now. But I still, what's the term they use? Top from the bottom.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm down there. It's like I'm not just. One time I fell asleep, all right? One time.
I didn't want to bring that up, bro. I didn't want to bring it up.
It's everywhere. I talked about it on Holly Randall. She talked about it on Holly Randall. But let me tell you, like, oh my God, like she just has the most soothing, awesome, like, voice. Like it was whole ASMR was just like, oh, this is so nice. Well,
bro, there's so many times where I almost fell asleep, and the only thing that didn't keep me falling asleep because they told me that story.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, because sometimes that's just you're dead.
Yeah, it was just like I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like it was just so soothing.
Turn off, or you?
Toasted bread. So it was just so soothing and just so nice like that.
Yeah, it just doesn't matter.
But the sound.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. It's just gonna. It's like this. This is the reason we're gonna start doing everything outside for a while.
Right. So like if she's struggling in one thing or it's not really working for another, it's like I said, I can top from the bottom.
Yeah.
So I'll fuck up into her, and I'm pretty good at arranging my body so that she can.
Oh.
Like, I provide as much shelving as I can, whether it just be like with my legs or with whatever it is, to prop. And like, and the directors all know. It's just like, yeah. And I tell her, I was like, use my legs. You cannot crush me, so go ahead and put all your weight on my chest. Like, you're not going to crush me. You're not going to hurt me. It's going to be fine.
Do you think it's kind of cute when you see girls like, oh, I don't want to crush you. I'm like, oh, you sweet, sweet panda bear.
Right.
You're not going to crush me.
Yeah. It's like, don't worry about it. It's not going to be like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then there's other times it's kind of like, I'll wait, or I will kind of say something where it's like, okay, I don't think this is working. Let's try something else. And based on the director, based on whoever it is, it works, and it's pretty good and easy.
Nice.
I'm going to snag one of these, just kind of stage. I'll use that to keep it warm.
Boom. That's why I got all these fucking sheet trays, bro.
But yeah, and then the other thing is, and I shouldn't, whatever. You get a good look at my face on some of those sets. I'm off somewhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the scene from before. Maybe it's from, home. Like, whatever it is, like, she might be there physically.
You're kind of off.
It's someone else in my head.
Yeah.
Like, whatever it is. Or even just a whole different situation that is definitely working.
Yeah. Because that's the downside with VR is like, I can't breathe, you can't touch, can't do this. I'm off in my own goddamn world, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, on another note on the same thing. Well, I guess it's all the same thing because it's fucking porn. So, you played Superman.
I did.
Now, would you say this is one of your bigger roles?
I can probably
well-known.
attribute the Superman role to being really the reason my career really took off.
Let me grab this piece of cheese. There you go. I'll still eat it. I don't give a fuck. Hey, that's Italian cheese, bro.
I was just half waiting. I was like, is the dog gonna take it?
No, not before I do.
Yeah, and that was that was actually a last minute like booking.
Wait, who are they going to get for it?
They had another guy who was great, awesome talent.
Yeah.
But he did another movie for the director and was so bad with dialogue it added extra days to the movie.
Oh.
And they were like, you know what, we got to get someone else. And I was around. I'd been around for a couple years at that point, and I had been actually working for Axel on like Hustlers, college spring break party kind of stuff.
Okay.
Put 20 of us in a room, tell us to pretend like we've been drinking all night and to just enjoy each other. As one does.
As one does.
So yeah, and the production manager was like, you know that this motherfucker looks like Christopher Reeve, Superman. Yeah. And she put my face on Christopher Reeve's body, and when she sent it to me, I was just like, I don't think I've ever worn that shirt. And it even took me to be like, wait, that's not me. Wait, oh, Jesus. He was like, yeah, come in, meet, let's see what's up. And he had me like read a scene, and it was just like, oh my God, you can speak? It's like, I guess, not well, but I
do
guess.
words. I do words.
Sometimes I can do it. So we did Superman, and I think that was one of the first like straight porns where exclusively a man was on the front box.
Yeah.
So, and it did well. I mean, it was like no one selling for a long time. We did the sequel and the sequel and the sequel. Like 7 times I've gone back and played that role.
Do you still have the outfit?
I don't, but if I want it, I can have it. But it's so beat up and done and gnarly. Like, yeah, we're all done with that now. Like it is not in a happy place.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do not. They're like, if you want it.
Oh, I don't. I'm just sure
So-
there's a fan out there who would love to have it.
Yeah. Well, and last time I put it on was for an auction, and it was around all of the condom law stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So they were trying to raise some money and some funds from all that stuff, and it was a whole like superhero thing. Like everybody was there wearing all the old costumes from all the different movies like that, and we tried to do. Yeah. Nobody bought the Superman one, but like I said, I mean, like it had been stretched out and bad and sweaty, and I mean, like falling apart.
Yeah.
Like, it was not pretty. They were like, I mean, if you want it, and I was just like, I don't think I do. 'Cause I think it's in such bad shape that it's barely holding on by a thread, and it was already like 6 years or 7 years old at that point.
Oof.
So like the last 2 times I played Superman, I wasn't even in that costume.
Oh, okay. It's completely different.
And we also had the black one. So the fun thing about that costume, and it's very public, and I've said it in a lot of places, that costume is the rejected costume from Warner Brothers
Really?
that was supposed to be in Man of Steel. So it was custom tailored for one Henry Cavill. And that was when I found out that Henry Cavill and I are to a T,
Same body.
okay, at the time, At the time of his first casting for it,
Okay.
early on, he and I were exactly the same proportions,
Oh, wow.
and even have the same crazy curly hair. I mean, there's a lot of product in here right now, and a Brazilian blowout, but yeah. And then very shortly thereafter, like we fit, and the girl was just like, "This is amazing," and she took like she brought a photo of her sizing Cavill out,
Yeah.
and it was just like, honestly, and the two of you even look the same in this right now. And I was like, well, I heard they already greenlit the sequel, so let Snyder know. I'd totally be a stand-in. Like, I'll happily wear the real one, not show my face, and just like be the guy on the sidewalk doing that. And then like 2 weeks later, I got a casting for doing a body double, like one of the naked body doubles for 300 with Snyder. And I was going up for, I think, Sullivan, whatever his name is, like the body double. And I did not get chosen for it. But in the meeting, I was like, by the way, Cavill and I, same size, just saying. I fit the costume. I know this for a fact. or I did before he took on his trainer that did awesome for him.
Yeah, he put on some muscle mass and did very well for himself.
You do well. So his like shirtless scene in that is the very last scene they shot
Yeah.
when he was up for that. But early on, yeah, because you can't have that. He does wear a muscle suit underneath it.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's a silver muscle suit that was actually supposed to be for Venom for Spider-Man 3.
Really? Let's do one of these this time. You know what? That looks... Here, I want to do a nice little... Why don't you plate that how you want it? Boom, with a little bit of that. I'll get a fork.
This way, everybody that wants to bite. can have
This is actually interesting because not teaching someone how to cook actually fucking saves time a lot more.
And then this, the homemade mango coleslaw, key lime. So it's like half a cup of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of key lime juice, salt and pepper to taste, and a little white vinegar. I used apple cider for this one. With fresh mango chunks in it, because this was always a staple that came with
You want a little
said
bit there?
sandwich. Sure. And then when we had this in the Keys, we discovered that iguana hot sauce, that's what I'm saying, it's like it works for.
Oh. All right. I love fucking onions. I don't like fucking onions, but I like onions, man. God, it's fucking good. I'm so bummed out by people who just come on here and be like, I'm allergic. Really? Really, are you? That's good.
A woman would come to a restaurant I worked at. She was like, is there any garlic in this? Is there any garlic in this? Any garlic in this? I was like, do you not like it? You're allergic? You're a vampire? What the
Yeah.
fuck's your deal?
Let's put.
It's like, there's garlic in everything.
Yeah. Man, this sausage fixes up a lot. Woo! Oh man, it's got some spice to it. Fucking love it.
Yeah, I think when we move to the new manufacturer, this will be part of the regular mix
Yeah.
available on shelves. Because everyone's always like, we want something with some spice to it. And it was like, it's all spicy. It's all got a kick to it. But okay, you want the extra spicy.
Got you.
Regret your decisions. Gotcha.
So, before you end this, if you had to give advice to someone who's out there and they said they want to be male talent, you know,
Don't.
you've been how yeah. I've been saying that for a long time, but like, how long have you been doing this now?
15 years.
Yeah, 15 years. I've been doing it for 7. I keep saying it, but if they were just hell bent because they don't believe us, and
Right.
you, like, would you believe you when you first started?
I mean,
I wouldn't believe me.
yeah, I probably wouldn't have. And although there was one that she did.
Yeah.
And then she lost the email for a minute, and then we happened to like reconnect later on. And that was how I got in with Naughty America. She was like, "Oh, I remember your email. Actually, I meant to reach out to you and talk because I liked your look, and you sounded so ridiculous in your email." I think I said something. It was like, "I've got an insatiable like whatever for sex. Like I'm always constantly horny. Like I feel like this would be a good shot." And she was just like, "All right, this is so ridiculous. I at least have to talk to this kid and see." But I didn't know if it was gonna work.
No.
Like it was gonna work or anything.
Well,
But yeah, I mean,
what would you tell him?
the ones I'm like, it's the code for cracking into the industry changes all the time. With the available work or the work that's out there, the changing everything, especially with streaming and OnlyFans and everything like that. It's like it's an industry that I don't. You always say you don't know how much longer it's gonna last.
Yeah.
But in terms of like mainstream production, I think it is going to keep getting dialed back and back more and more to being far and fewer between, unless there's some new magic gimmick that comes out. And I don't think the VR goggle thing is going to be
No.
it. But yeah, it's like, I mean, fine, jump on OnlyFans. Like if you're still dead set about it, do OnlyFans, go that route and see. But in the meantime, don't count on it.
Yeah.
So that like. I know they always say when you get to Hollywood, don't have a backup plan. Have a backup plan for porn. Yeah, just have a backup plan.
I'd agree with that. Have a backup plan. Don't let this be your only option because we do not know how long it's going to be here, how long it's going to stay.
And even when you're doing it, you don't actually know how much money you're making, like if it's sustainable.
Yeah. Like, I started making good money, but like, how long is that going to last? What happens when I'm out for a while? Who knows? It's a weird feeling, just knowing you're that disposable. That's depressing. Ugh. Don't laugh. Fucking, that's depressing.
The amount of cancellations that happen last minute,
Yeah.
a random moratorium that pops up that
Yep.
shuts everything down. You know, that's money out of your pocket. That, like, so don't count the money you don't have yet. But at the same time, it's like that's why it's like make sure you got something else.
Yep.
Part of the reason I launched that. Part of the reason I invested
Yep.
in awesome things like Virgin Airlines.
Would you talk about your fucking cans real fast?
Yeah. We got salsa. It's good.
Fucking sweet.
What's that homemade? Where can you buy it?
It's good shit.
No, no.
Yeah, all right. So we got the Uncle Frank salsa launched a couple of years ago. It is gluten-free and
Lame.
vegan, you know, all that, just in case you were wondering. Even the salt we use is gluten-free, is vegan
kosher?
salt. I don't know. I didn't have it blessed or anything. But, yeah, no, it's good. I mean, for being in a jar, it tastes fresh out of the jar for years.
Yeah.
So refrigerate it if it lasts after you open it longer than one opening. Cool. Let me know how long it lasts.
Yeah.
But right now you can get it in Bristol Farms in Southern California. Check with some of your favorite boutiques around the country. If not, ufsalsa.com. We do ship and do direct sales.
Hey guys, just from me, whoever fucking cares about my goddamn opinion, I had this on set one day, and like I said earlier, I was like, oh, what, another porn person cooking food, and I was blown away how tasty it was. It was like, it's really good salsa. This stuff, I'm not sure if you've been watching my face while I've been eating it. It's really good and really hot, and I'm really loving it.
All the other ones, the ones that are available on the websites, they're all, I say they're like I like spicy, so it's medium to mild, but it's like a good solid medium spice. You'll be able to enjoy your food, you'll be able to enjoy the rest of your day. But it works for everything. I use it as salad dressing, obviously with chips, put it on eggs, put it on sandwiches. Yeah, I mean, dip pizza crust in it. Just put it on toast. It's good. I mean, my neighbor, the reason we put it in jars was my neighbor, I gave him like a quart-sized jar one night, and he came back the next day with the jar empty. He was like, so we sat down to watch a movie. We ran out of chips, so we grabbed a spoon. You should be selling this shit.
Yeah.
And my other buddy heard that and was just like, well, I can get you into Bristol Farms. And we're like, we're looking for something to do on the side. Why not? Fuck yeah, let's do it.
Anything else that you can tell people where to find you, what you're doing, what's new?
I would say keep up with me on social media, but I'm so bad at that. So good luck. I'll pop up everywhere. Follow Ryan Driller on Instagram and Twitter are the two that I have if I post anything that doesn't get me in trouble. I started a lot of shit talking about a cooked pineapple.
Yeah, nope,
People don't like it.
that's fine.
They don't like my take on it.
Fuck 'em.
But
Hey guys, thank you for coming in for another episode of Cooking with Nathan. If you like the show, like, subscribe, follow, do all that stuff. And also, check out the OnlyFriends fan page where you can actually go on and get all these extra merch things, special videos that happen before the video, videos that are going to happen after the video, all the stuff that you're not going to see and all the stuff that you want to see, the extra shit. What else? Oh yeah, check out my merch page. God damn, that's spicy. That's fantastic. Go check out the merch page where you can buy all your new Cooking with Nathan crap. That actually feels really nice. This is very nice material, and I'm very happy I bought it because I've worn it actually way too much in the last couple weeks. It's nice.
oh yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah. I got to.
Yeah, I wish it didn't
Those are
take like a
nice.
fucking 3 weeks to get to me. And guys, thank you so much for joining in. Also, Judy, thank you so much for sponsoring the show. You're a badass bitch. Mwah! Have a good one, guys. I'll talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Oh my god, fuck this salsa.
And you can't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.